Alright, what's up YouTube? We are back from YCS Charlotte with the top 4 competitor from Team Oblivion. Who are you and what'd you do?
I am Ryan Fletcher, and I played Floowandereeze at the first YCS back, the first in-person YCS in quite some time, and I got top 4. Probably should have gone a little bit further, but that will just stay in my nightmares and in the back of my skull and so on and so forth. So I've already done a deck profile, but I told Team Oblivion, this is where I'm at right now, Oblivion Games, that I would do a deck profile for the channel. This will just be a little bit different. I'll still run through the cards, run through some of the card choices, but I'll go through, you know, the complete tournament report. I have it all written down, die rolls and everything like that. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, so obviously start with main deck. Once again, just running through this very quickly. All the mandatory cards first. Rabina, Eaglin, 1-2 again, 1 Stree. Never felt like I needed more of either. Like I said in the other profile, I was running 2 Stree, but cut it. Barry Statue, 2 Impin, Avion Ryza. I would, like I said in the other one too, I'd love to cut this card for the second Ryza, but still just hasn't come up yet. Still rolling with the mandatory cards. 3 Shifter. Not playing this card, I don't know what the hell you're thinking. Duality, Prosperity, Advent, Map, Trap, and Unexplored Winds. You know, all these are discussing cards. All these are mandatory. No choice in playing any less or more. Well, no, you can have choices playing more. I would play 4 Advent if I could, to be honest. And then 2 Book of Moon. I was very happy with these ratios. I tried 3 Book of Moon, and I just always would see multiples, and it wouldn't be as useful. So I was very happy with this. Mystic Mine and Terraforming. Yeah, not really much to say. This card's insane. There's in my top 8 match, I activated Prosperity, grabbed Featherstorm, normal summon Eaglin, search Impin, and activated Mystic Mine and set Featherstorm. So my opponent was essentially forced. Like he tried to start playing, and he summoned the Vishuda, made Monk, and when he went to go activate one of the other Tennies, I Featherstorm, and then he just passed, and I just started playing and killed him. So this card's disgusting, even on turn 1. Call by the Grave is essentially like my 41st card. You can obviously cut it just to play the perfect 40, but I just wasn't as confident playing the event without it. It's still pretty mid most of the time, but yeah. And then Triple Dark Ruler. 2019 tin promos are always going to be the most disgusting cards ever produced. This card essentially was Imperm, but I felt Imperm just never did enough. So there was plenty of times where I activated this card, then you know, just was able to play from there. And the card that Nicholas Ortiz and I disagreed on is Harpy's Featherstorm. In any capacity, you will be playing this card. There's no reason not to play this card. I just decided to take it a step further and main it. My 1 through 11 rounds, I lost a lot of die rolls, but in top 32, top 16, and top 8, I won all my die rolls and was typically able to establish this card. And I was really happy that, you know, there were times where I was like going back and forth on like the logic as I was playing, but in top 32, 16, and 8, this card shined through and the logic shined through, so I was very happy about that. Moving on to the extra. So once again, doesn't really matter too much. You just have to have certain cards. Here's 3 of them. I should probably get an Underworld Goddess with Heat Soul coming out, so just in case. My current out to the Arrivals, I guess, potentially trying to headbutt with these cards. And then just in case of Maximus. So yeah. There's the extra. And side deck. I'll just fan this out as well. I was very happy with all these cards. I think if anything, I might trade this out for the Call-By and just put the Call-By on the side. Just so I have something to search in mid-game, like maybe 1, just to start outing certain interactions like DPE or any of the Prank Kids monsters. Like say if I already opened up the Barrier Statue, I could just search this instead. So yeah. Any questions, comments? You guys are quite quiet. Is it just a solo deck profile? No other information needed?
I feel like our viewers have already going to be looking at Tommy Rowe's video. What we're more interested in seeing like tournament report and how
yeah, we covered that, but you could ask questions. Either way though. Very sad. I won the die roll round 1. It was against Brave Sword Soul Tenyi, and lost the match. I made a bad call on my part. I activated map, and what was it called? I activated map effect, revealed, and then my opponent ogred, and I essentially just let it go through. And that cost me game 1. The game 2 I just bricked, and I said double Boca Moon pass, and very sad. And then next round I played against Flunder. Also, I played like 4 Flunder mirror matches, which is crazy because I was not expecting that many. I was on the fence about another card, Crossout Designator, and you know that could have been the place. To me, there's essentially room for 3 cards in the main deck. And that's what I filled with Featherstorm, because it almost feels like it is like a 37 card mandatory deck at this point. But like I said, I filled it in with Featherstorm and I was happy with the choice. So I could have essentially played like Crossout just to counteract like Lancey and Droll. But either way, if I would have played Crossout, it would have been really hot in those mirror matches. But anyway, Flunder, round 2, I lost the die roll, won the match. Not really too much to report about that. Prank Kids, lost the die roll, won the match. Tri Brigade, this one was really funny. I opened Shifter game 1 and 2, and I think I used up all my luck for the day at that point, because like Shifter was just a missing piece of my deck the rest of the day. So like game 1, he goes Kit, makes Almirage, Kit effect, D-Shifter. I win. Game 2, he goes Fractal effect, D-Shifter. I win. So, not much to say. Flunder, lose the die roll, won the match again. Pranks, this is against Ruben. I won the die roll. And game 1, he makes this very awkward play of Draco backing the field spell instead of Impin. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I just let him play and essentially just goes nowhere. So yeah, that was pretty hot. And then round 7, Drytron. This one got dicey. I lost a die roll, he did all his stuff. And then game 3, he opened up weak, and I was able to gamma his alpha when he went alpha effect, discard, or attributing Zeta. So ended up winning that one. And then we have Pranks round, or wait, no, excuse me. Skipped one. And this one was interesting. Round 8, we had Invoked, Dog, Dragoon. Dogmatic or Dragoon. And this one was almost like a clean sweep. I established my board essentially game 1. Oh no, he impermed my Eagle, and that's right. And I was able to have Barrier Statue on field. And I think he just didn't want to reveal anything, so he just went to game 2. He made essentially his field, which was Mechaba, Dragoon, and Anaconda, and my hand was 5 birds and Dark Ruler. So I just Dark Rulered. Yeah, they just call it a day. The guy was super nice to duel against. He was a really cool guy. He had a really cool Alistair mat too. It had this like holograph effect on it. Really cool guy. He kept checking in with me throughout the day. And then round 9, Flunder. You guys saw that one. I lost the die roll, lost the match. Yeah, I had to banish my Ryza. Every single time I activated Advent, it was begrudgingly. It was like, well, I guess I have to play somehow. Ryza, Avion, Barrier Statue, which I'm sure you're wondering why Barrier Statue is still in the main game 3. It was just, at a certain point, I ran out of cards to side out, and if I was to side in, like, I didn't want to keep in Book of Moon, so, like, that could have been a Book of Moon in the main, and I just would not have been able to resolve Advent. So, I chose to keep that in. And then, let's see. Then round 10 was Pranks, lost the die roll, won the match. Then round 11 was Flunder, won the die roll, and won the match. So that was my 11-round experience. It was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 die rolls out of 11. Yeah, so that's pretty piss poor odds. But then it came through for me in top 32, which was Dragons. Which I got revenge from my boy Javi, because this guy apparently walked up to Ortiz after and was like, yo, is that your boy? I just shit on him. And I was like super disrespectful. Like, why would you say that? And so like I just was super stern the whole entire match, showed no emotion. I'm like, well, this is revenge. He goes, I make my board, have Featherstorm. He activates quick launch, summons Tracer, and activates another quick launch, and change Tracer, I change Featherstorm. He summons out Rocket Recharger, makes Chaotic Ruler, and then just stares at it, and I'm like, what are you going to do with that? And he just lost from there. And then game 2, this was crazy. I established the Mystic Mine, and he had no out, so I just won. And top 16, Pranks, won the die roll, won the match. And this was a very funny game 1. I resolved 3 separate Featherstorms 3 times. So 3 total resolutions, but they're all different. It wasn't like I was stacking. And I also summoned Zeus that game, which is even more funny. And then top 8, Sword Soul Tenny, very nice guy as well, but I won the die roll, did my thing game 1. I lost game 2 to mistaken arrest, and game 3 summoned a Moye against a barrier statue, and I distributed it off. Couldn't do anything. Top 4, here we go. Here's the saddest part. I lost a die roll, lost a match. Game 1, I bricked horribly and summoned a barrier statue and set 1 pass after he already had everything established. Game 2, I went first, established, he lost. Game 3, he put up a there can only be one pretty quickly. Had Lord of Heavenly, had already a Solemn Judgment face down. I did have Duster, he judgmented. Eventually I was finally able to play, and I was able to Twin Twister away his there can only be one and other unknown set. Oh yeah, Golden Lord on field, 1 card or 2 cards in hand, 1 was Droll. I started playing, he drolled me on my after my Eaglin search. So I just Eaglin Rubino on field. For whatever reason, I still don't know what came over me. I don't know if I was just getting way too excited that I thought I had this in the bag and just fumbled, but I normal summoned Stree. Target is Golden Lord. He chained White Destiny. Stree doesn't resolve. I don't get to summon. I lose. So that sucked. And then in my playoff for the prize card, I ended up losing. Like, I did misplay game 3, but on like further reflection of it, there was literally nothing I could do. I could even have opened up D-Shifter, and I still would have lost. He had a call by. So apparently his first 2 cards in his hand was Security Dragon, call by. And he resolved double Lancey on me, which I did have call by, and I could have just chained the Lancey while they were still engraved. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just living in the past of that match, but yeah, there's unfortunately nothing I could do. I lost and then got 4th place, sadly. So yeah, took Flunder far. Throughout the whole entire event, I literally felt like I had the best deck in the room. I heard other people in top 32 just absolutely frying to play against me. Not because I possess any player skill, but just because of Featherstorm. So yeah, that's my turn report. It was an amazing event. Javi and I were joking around like day 1 when we walked in. We felt the bloodlust in the air. It was a very cutthroat environment. And I walked in Saturday morning, and I was like, oh my god, some of these people are just straight up bozos. And I felt so much better about the event. But I was like looking around. I remember, I think it was Ortiz and Javi. They were telling me they were sitting at a table and they looked behind them and they saw like 30 previous YCS winners. And it was just like, it was a crazy stacked event. It was just, the first event being back, everyone had to show out. Shout out to Sebastian Todd. Sadly, he's not very good in person, so couldn't get the top, but he'll secure the bag one day and get there if remote duel stays a thing. Any questions, comments? You guys are silent as hell. I'm just working with nothing here.
So I actually do have a question. So what do you think happens to Flunder going forward, especially with the Albest structure? Do you think it changes anything for the format?
Yeah, so it's very difficult from what you guys were telling me. I get essentially 6 effects if they establish 2, and I get
4.
Was it 4 if they establish 3? So that seems very hard to deal with. Obviously, the game plan is always just resolving Shifter. I'm not really good at that. As you can tell from my tournament experience, I had a horrible time trying to resolve it, except round 4, shout out round 4. Against a matchup, I didn't need to even resolve Shifter against to win. Like, what does an Omen do when you have Impin on field? Like, nothing. Yeah, exactly. So maybe an Appaloosa would be difficult to deal with, but yeah, that seems like a very difficult matchup. I really don't know. I haven't played much against it. I need to test, obviously. So moving forward, I'll probably just keep that between like myself and a couple other people. What I plan to do with that, just because someone reached out to me previous week and asking for the deck list after I got second at the Remote Duel Regional, and I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I don't want people to know exactly what I'm playing just so they know it's in the ether of what to be prepared for. So I'd rather not, just share information if I'm planning to, play these things. But obviously it requires more testing. I'm always open to any idea. I just need to test it.
So, with your performance here at the YCS and seeing other players do as well as they did with Floowandereeze, do you think that there will be a rise in people playing Floowandereeze? And what do you think you should do about it in terms of potential deck building? Do you think we need to prepare for a mirror match and know how the interactions are? Because I know a lot of people are very confused when when they normal a Rabina and you resolve your map.
Yeah, so that was kind of like a 2-part question. To answer your first part, first of all, also, that was a really good question. I think there's a lot of hate around this deck. People, people, they'll lose the mental game very quickly when they play against Flunder. It's a very debilitating field to stare down. It doesn't look like much, but it is. So I think there's that stigma working against other people picking up the deck. First, and to answer your second question, I love the mirror match. I have a blast playing the mirror match. It's literally like, I'll also add this to the point of that, you know, previously I was known for playing block BA. I've always been a combo player, but at the heart of that, I've always enjoyed not having to rely off my 5-card hands. So with this deck, I essentially have my deck in my hands at any given moment, and that's what I love about the deck. That's why I love to play block BA. I didn't have to rely solely off my 5-card hand. I can rely off my entire deck. And, you know, Heretics, same idea. I'm always summoning from the deck, searching from the deck, specialing from the deck. Burning Abyss, constantly milling, you know, I'm working with the deck. I'm not working with my hand. And that's what I love about the deck. I think I'm pretty good at the mirror match. I've only received 1 loss for it, and that's when I just couldn't, like, yeah, exactly. I really was just fighting to play. So that was my only loss in the mirror match. How ironic, it's on a feature match too. So it's like immortalized on the internet that I, you know, lost a feature match. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel good. But no, I enjoyed playing against Victor. We had a great time. But to your point, to not prepare for this is to ignore it, and to ignore it is to lose to it. So obviously, if you're considering, you know, not considering Flunder a matchup worthwhile, then, you know, you're gonna lose to it. So, yeah.
All right. So I guess everyone else does it normally during the beginning of the video, but I just wanted to ask, any shout-outs?
Yeah, of course. Team Oblivion. Very happy. I mean, it's the community that keeps me in this game. I chose Floowandereeze as my deck choice because originally I didn't want to play this format. I had a horrible time with the remote to YCS. I know there's a picture in the group chat of me throwing the deck on the floor after I opened up Mare Celestial Dasher. I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't want anything to do with this. So I just still wanted to be part of the community. So I picked up Flunder because I was like, this is a cheaper deck. I can borrow cards. Once again, thank you, Alejandro. And just start playing and still be part of the community. And then I started winning, and I started having fun. And I was like, oh shit, like, this deck's actually a lot of fun to play. So yeah, definitely Team Oblivion. I love being part of this community. Ortiz, he's a really good testing partner, my little brother. Big shout out to Javi. I'm really sad we couldn't get you into the top 32. We gotta get you a top. This is getting ridiculous, dude. But at the same time, I got, you know, my second premier top with this. So it's something on my to-do list too to get more. Yeah, everyone in the Tampa community, if I'm forgetting anyone, but oh, shout out to also the person behind the camera, Donnie. Hey yo. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for always being an amazing community. You know, I'm very passionate about the game, and if there wasn't anyone to reflect this passion on, I don't think I would be playing right now.
All right. Well, we've got the real life Hino Kakatsuchi here, so we will probably see you guys over at YCS.
I should have said that instead of Tom. I should. They were pressuring me, and they said, "Don't think about it." Yeah.
Pick one of our 10,000 cards.
Yeah, seriously. I should have just been absolute rogue and said 10,000 dragon. Ortiz said Lance. Fucking lame ass card, Lance. I'm sick. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys then.
Thank you.